Hello ICT215 students. I wanted to take a few minutes to walk you through the steps that are required to import data into Excel. There's a rich feature that Excel has built into it to incorporate data sets from external sites, and in this case we're going to use some website examples to pull in table data from websites into your Excel spreadsheet. One of the things that I know comes up a lot is questions students have is why not just copy and paste the table text into your Excel spreadsheet? Well, you typically could if you were just looking for static data. You do run into some issues with formatting related to doing that, and it's not always incorporated nicely into Excel when you start trying to copy and paste. The other piece is that Excel, when you pull in data from the external source using the Excel built-in feature, you're actually incorporating live data into your spreadsheet. So when that data changes on the website, it'll change in your Excel spreadsheet as well, because it's linked data versus copying and pasting in. So here I'm going to use this hockey standings website for an example. I'm going to open the site, and then once I get in here, I'm just going to stay right on this main page, and you'll see some table data that's on this page. There's various data sets on here. If you scroll down through and take a look at this, you'll see all kinds of data sets in a table format and some others in a non-table format. So what we're going to do is just from this page, just copy and paste this URL. So for now, just copy and then open up an Excel workbook. And once you get the workbook opened up, you'll see the data tab on the ribbon. If you click on that, over in this get and transition data group, you'll see some options here. We're not going to use this feature right from web here, and I'll explain why in a couple minutes. What we're going to do over here, you see the icon and the drop down arrow here. Click on that, and then we're going to scroll down and click from on other sources, and then click from the web here. Now, this is a really important component here. If you get a message that pops up and asks you whether you want to do this anonymously or from a Windows login, select Windows login. The reason for that is a lot of websites will not let someone just pull data if you're not identifying who you are. I have already gone through the process of doing that from this computer, so it will not be an option or an issue showing up right now. But typically when you first click on that link, you'll get this window that pops up that will ask you whether you want to pull the data in anonymously or from a login. Always click the Windows login and use that option. So here all I'm going to do, I just want to click on the advanced tab here to show you. This gets into a little more in-depth stuff, and when we meet next week and work on your final project, we'll go over some of this stuff in detail on how to use this. We'll also address any issues that you have. This is not a perfect science in terms of this feature that's built within Excel. There are definitely some bugs that need to be worked out with this. But for now, let's just go ahead and pull that URL in here. So I'm going to click in this top box, and I'm going to paste that URL right into the top box. You'll see that it'll pop up here in this little preview area here. That's a way that you can double check to make sure that the URL is populating the same. For some reason, if there are multiple layers within a website page, it may populate a preview different down here, so just make sure that these are identical. Once you have that URL in there, you can just click OK. And typically, depending on the amount of data that's on that web page, again, this is Excel reaching out to the web page. The web page has to agree to let you pull the data in, so this can take a few minutes. And then what will happen here is you'll see in a minute, you'll see another window that pops up here. And this navigator window will give us a whole list of all of the table options that are available on that web page. So what we're going to do is insert some of these in. So right now you can see there's some definite tables that are identified, that Excel is identified by language, HTML language out on the website, what the tables are. So I'm just going to click down through a couple of these. For example, we'll pull a couple of them into our work here. This is a small data set here. You can see the live preview that pops up over here. You can also take a web view look at this as well. This is what it looks like on the website. So if you want to take a peek just back and forth without going back to the website, you can do that right from within this window as well. So I'm going to grab one with a little bit more data in it. Let me see here. I'm going to have to click down through because I don't know the site and the tables that are in here. Let me just go to this one here. Yeah, this one here will work nicely. So I'm going to go, I'm just clicking on this 2019 EAS standings. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you'll see there are different options here: load, edit, or cancel. You can actually edit this data if you wanted to exclude some right from here without pulling it into your Excel spreadsheet. We're not going to do that for now. Again, we'll mess around with that in class next week when you're working on your final project. Just want to click this drop down arrow and show you the different objects too. You can load or load to. So we're just going to do the load, and it's going to load right to where we have the cell selected here in A1. And again, this can take a couple minutes depending on the size of the table data. It has to reconnect again with the website before it pulls it in. I'll give it another second. It seems like it's hanging up here. It could be my internet connection. Okay, you'll see the queries and connections populating over here on the right. And you'll see some data starting to pull in. There it is. So it did take a few minutes, and a lot of this will depend on your internet connection, again, because this is data that's connected to a website. So again, just to kind of highlight that point that I made a little bit earlier, this is really live and active data, so this could change daily. When it changes on the website, the data that is in that table that is now connected, it's synced to that hockey standings website, will change in your Excel spreadsheet as well. Okay, so this is a nice feature if you're working with data sets and that you want to see updates to them all the time. So like stock market, any kind of sporting where those could change daily depending on when the teams play and that kind of stuff. So here just you have this, and I'm going to end this, and then I'll do another video to kind of go over the final project details, just because I wanted to spend a little bit more time on this one. And again, there is no doubt we're going to experience some issues. I didn't want to get into those on this video, but we'll cover those in class on Monday. So this is a table. Now you'll see the table format, and typically with Excel you can tell when it's a table, first of all, because you'll see up here in the contextual tabs, I have to move this, that we have the table tools. Okay, those table tools tell us that this is a table. If it wasn't a table, those contextual tabs would not show up. You can also tell typically by the fact that these drop-down arrows exist. When you insert or take data and make it into a table format in Excel, you get this drop-down arrow option that you were messing with when we did sort and filter a while back. So you can sort and filter right out here really nicely if you wanted to leave some teams out. If you want to just take a quick look at what was going on with Buffalo, you could check them to unselect them all, and then just select Buffalo and then OK that. And you can just get a quick look at what's going on with Buffalo. Again, with sort and filter, you want to clear that out. Click on this again, and then you can just clear the filter, and then it brings everything back. That's it for now. Like I said, I'll post another video a little later today going over some details about the final project. I hope you have a good day and a good coming weekend. All the best. Take care.